pulling that is down, as in a pull-up or a lat pull-down, the different variations and what that implies. And then after we discuss downward pulling, we're going to talk a little bit about pulling from the elbow in forearm supination to involve the biceps, and why we might want to consider that outside of just not neglecting the biceps. So in a pull down, it's important to begin with a shrug down of the shoulder blades and a squeeze. We don't want the shoulders to remain high. So I reach and stretch, I pull down with a light lean back, my shoulders are down, creating a flat line towards my neck. I'm not shrugged up like this. I reach, I pull down with my shoulder blades, and with a slight lean back, I come to my clavicles or my collarbones. This is synonymous with a chest to bar pull-up. This complete downward rotation, which is this motion of the shoulder blades, followed by a full touch, is a safe, healthy position for the shoulder. When we're doing chin-ups and we're in this position, shoulders high like two mountains outside of our neck, rather than a flat position, we're less likely to have impingement, which basically means less likely to have the bony anatomy rub up against important muscles that protect and stabilize the shoulder joint. So that's thing one. If you don't have a lat pull down machine and you're a gym owner, go to Play It Again Sports or Modell's or whatever exists around you and invest in one. You can find a cheap used one. This was around 50 bucks, maybe 70. But it's very helpful. If you go to a Globo gym, use the assisted pull-up machine. The same rules apply. Reach and pull steep. Now the wider you go, the more you're going to use your lats. The closer you go, the more you're going to use to the mid to upper back. And that's good in strengthening the back. Part of getting a big back, a strong back, is doing pull downs or pull-ups. But if we're just flailing on the rig with low volume because we're not strong enough, as in it takes a lot of strength to do multiple strict pull-ups, we need to have this foundation. Second consideration, when we think of the pull-up, we think, well, it might be easier to do supinated chest to bar pull-up because we get to use our biceps. The biceps aren't working nearly as much when we go here, we call pronated versus supinated. An easy way to remember that is pronated, like you're pouring a soup, supinated, like you're holding a soup. For some it's easier, for some it's not. For those it's easier, they have a history of doing curls. Speaking of which, the best technique for that curl, so as to involve the full muscle belly, there are two, hence the name biceps. Biceps meaning two heads. Two muscle bellies would be that biceps. And you're going to hit both by bending at the elbow and flexing the shoulder, raising up. This can be done with a barbell or with dumbbells. Now this is a muscle. It doesn't get direct work from CrossFit. It doesn't get direct work from weightlifting. It doesn't get direct work from powerlifting. So we want to make sure they're not neglected by doing curls. It just keeps for healthier elbows and prevents from untrained muscles. Why would we want untrained muscles? Just because our sport doesn't directly involve them. It'll keep us healthy, it'll keep us strong, and ideally, or theoretically, improving muscles in some area will have a carryover in others. So hopefully this explains the importance of a pull-down progression or an assisted pull-up machine and why it can be helpful to perform some exercises supinated so as to strengthen the supinators, namely the biceps.